tonight's CCAC conference matchup between the visiting Governor State Jaguars and your Fighting Saints. Prior to tonight's contest, we would like to take a moment to recognize that the University of St. Francis and Governor State University are proud to participate in this year's This Game Is Not a Secret initiative in conjunction with E-Racism and the National Association of Basketball Coaches. E-Racism is an organization dedicated to making change through education, awareness, and action, because we can no longer sit on the sideline. This evening's games honor the life and legacy of Coach John McClendon. For more information on the initiative, please pick up one of the printouts, which are located at the entrance of the Pat Sullivan Center. Prior to introducing tonight's starting lineups, we ask that you please rise and kindly remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. First, let's introduce the visiting Governor State Jaguars. First up, the senior guard number 3, Denaria Washington. A senior guard number 4, Calvina Ewens. A senior forward number 10, Zaria Shepherd. A junior guard number 12, Sincere McDaniels. A graduate forward number 20, Tabitha Jones. The Jaguars are coached by Tanisha Miller. And now, the starting lineup for your Fighting Saints. First up, a junior guard out of Romeoville, Illinois, number 2, Takara Harrison. A junior guard out of Frankfort, Illinois, number 3, Laura Thorne. A freshman guard out of Schaumburg, Illinois, number 4, Simone Harrell. A junior guard out of Oakland, Illinois, number 20, Leilani Harris. And a freshman guard out of Keokuk, Wisconsin, number 24, Corinne Farah. Your Fighting Saints are coached by John McGinty.
Good afternoon from Joliet, Illinois, on the campus of the University of St. Francis and inside the Sullivan Center. One day late, it's time for the University of St. Francis and Governor State University in a big head-to-head doubleheader. The women's game at 5, the men's game at 7 Central Time. This one was originally scheduled for yesterday, delayed by 24 hours due to snow. But we're ready to get rolling here today. The Saints take the floor in pink. Governor State is in black, and the tip is won by the Saints. The home team going from right to left to get today's game started. We'll go through the starting lineups with you once more in just a moment. Here's Leilani Harris working her way inside. Harris spins into the lane and lays it up over Denaria Washington. Nice play by Harris to get the scoring started. Leilani Harris has had a good run for the Fighting Saints. She has moved into the team lead in scoring, 15.4 points per game, just a few ahead of Takara Harrison, who's also in the starting lineup. Down into the corner, it's Denaria Washington. Up top, Zaria Chevry, little runner off the glass, no good. The rebound tipped into the hands of Lorelei Thormeyer. Thormeyer, Harrison, Simone Harrell, Leilani Harris, and Corinne Fromm make up the starting lineup today. Fromm making just her third start of the season. Simone Harrell out on the wing, under 10 to shoot. Harrell steps up to the free throw line. Risky pass, but she's able to find Takara Harrison. Shot clock at 3. Lorelei Thormeyer from the corner, got it off on time. Off the rim, it's deflected to Leilani Harris. Inside, Harrell lays it up and in. Second chance, Saints make it 4-0. So Thormeyer just barely got that shot off on time. And though it didn't go, it kept the possession alive. And Harrell has her first 2 points of the game. Jaguars move it around the perimeter. This is Tabitha Jones at the top, one dribble. And out to McDaniels. Sincere McDaniels, one of the best three-point shooters in the conference, unable to connect on that one. Starting lineup for Governor State today includes Denaria Washington, Calvina Eubanks, Zaria Chevry, Sincere McDaniels, and Tabitha Jones. And they trail the Fighting Saints 6-0 as Takara Harrison streaks to the hoop and lays it in for her first 2 points of the game. 3 baskets from 3 different players from the Saints so far, all of them in the paint. Really good start for John McGinty's team as Tabitha Jones gets to the rim and draws the foul. Jones, the fifth-year senior out of Kankakee High School, goes to the line for 2 shots, first 2 free throw attempts of the game. She's at 75% on the season. Jones makes the first of 2, 17 points per game for Tabitha Jones. She averages 5.5 rebounds. And she's got the first 2 points of the day for Governor State. 2 minutes, 17 seconds into the action. St. Francis's lead is 6-2. Lorelei Thormeyer passes over to Takara Harrison. Starting 5 still on the floor for the Fighting Saints. Harris backs it on Washington. Turnaround is good. Nice touch from the junior Leilani Harris. She's got 4, half of the Saints, 8 points as they lead by 6. Chevry on the other end, fires to the outside. McDaniels feeds Washington underneath the basket, no good. Second chance, no good from Tabitha Jones. Not much offensive continuity right now for Governor State. St. Francis has scored on each of their first 4 possessions, trying to make it 5 in a row. But instead, Lorelei Thormeyer throws it away. Intercepted by Governor State. Trying to capitalize on the other end. Chevry over to McDaniels. Sincere McDaniels, the junior, spins into the paint and draws the foul. McDaniels is the only junior in the starting lineup for Governor State. 4 of 5 are seniors, a very veteran team. And it's been fun for longtime head coach Tanisha Mack to see the team develop. Losing record a couple of years ago. They jumped up to a top 2 position in the conference last year. And this season, they are the clear favorites to win the CCAC. Denaria Washington under the basket. Nice setup by Tabitha Jones. Washington to Jones. Gave it right back to Washington. Saints lost track of her. Abby Shepard is on the floor for St. Francis. Simone Harrell sat down. That's the first substitution of the game. John McGinty's been rotating his players quite a lot in the early going of games lately. Leilani Harris backs in. Harris looking for her 3rd bucket. Flips up a wild one, gets her own rebound. Shot clock did not reset. It's at 3. Thormeyer in the corner, no. And another offensive rebound. Harris back up and in. That's the 2nd time already today that Lorelei Thormeyer has just barely beaten the shot clock and kept a possession alive. She's 0 for 2 shooting, But two valuable misses for the Fighting Saints. They led to 4 points. Jones kicks it outside. This is McDaniels on the move. McDaniels lays it in for her first points. Sincere McDaniels is a 13-point per game scorer. They've got 4 of them on this roster. Thormeyer fires it off to Harris, deflected out of bounds. That was last touched by Chevry. It'll stay with the Fighting Saints. 5:25 to play in the first quarter. Outstanding offensive start for the Saints, but Governor State has kicked their offense into gear, and so they've been able to keep pace the last few possessions. Just a 4-point lead. Lauren Knight, 5th-year senior transfer from Carthage College, comes on for Corinne Fromm for St. Francis. Leilani Harris in the corner with her back to the basket. Bounces to the cutting Takara Harrison, and Harrison loses it out of bounds. It was blocked by Calvina Eubanks, but Harrison touched it last. Governor State possession. Down by just 4. They can make it a 1-score game early on here. Governor State 14-2 in the CCAC this year. It's been a while since they've lost a game. Tabitha Jones is stripped, picks up the loose ball and draws the foul on her way back up. Nice job by Jones to stay with it after what appeared to be a steal initially. Play stayed alive, and now she's back to the free throw line for her second chances already today. First of 2 foul shots for Jones is good. She's 3 for 3. Governor State hasn't lost in over a month. They took out St. Francis just over a month ago in a nail biter. So the Fighting Saints are trying to get their revenge today. They lead 10-8. Abby Shepard drives and kicks. Lauren Knight from the corner. Swung around to Thormeyer. Harrison drives from the wing. Harrison floats it up and in. 3 defenders in the vicinity, but Harrison beat them all. She's got 4. Leilani Harris has 6 to account for 10 of the Saints' first 12 points. Nice feed inside from Eubanks to Chevry. And Zaria Chevry has her first 2 points of the game. Averaging better than 17 per contest to lead the team among the top 5 in the conference, scoring-wise. Thormeyer dribbles inside, crosses back to her right, misses off the glass, offensive rebound Shepard. No new shot clock. Here's Lauren Knight getting bumped, can't quite finish, but she'll go to the line. Nice play by Lauren Knight. And really, overall, good work by the Fighting Saints so far tonight in shot clock awareness. They've been bleeding it down close to 0, but they've been able to get productive possessions just the same. Lauren Knight is at the line where she is 12 of 18 so far on the season, and she makes the first. Both teams perfect from the line so far today. Two for 2 for Knight, and she leaves the game. Bailey Johnson comes in. First appearance of Bailey Johnson, the sophomore center, typically a starter for the Saints. Chevry passes to her left. McDaniels back to Chevry. Here's Denaria Washington. Drive and a kick into the corner. 3-pointer rims out for McDaniels. Here come the Fighting Saints, ahead by 4. They've led since the opening possession. Harrison pivots, turnaround jumper, no. Rebound tipped by Bailey Johnson, but ultimately into the hands of Sincere McDaniels. Here's Alea Spratling setting up the offense. Freshman from Peoria. The only underclassman to see any action this year. On the drive, McDaniels banks it home. Nice drive by Sincere McDaniels. Her second field goal today, and the Saints lead is down to 2. Both teams look strong on offense so far today. Just over 7 minutes in. Bailey Johnson cutting to the rim, contact, and an offensive foul. Tabitha Jones caught Bailey Johnson off guard there. Johnson turned towards the basket. Jones jumped into the play just prior to that and was able to take the hit. So a chance for Governor State to tie or take the lead for the first time today. Eubanks around a screen to her right, working against Leilani Harris. Outside for 3, no good from Chevry. The rebound goes to Abby Shepard. We have not seen a made three-pointer from either team yet. Lorelei Thormeyer in the paint, rolls it in. We've seen a lot of that. Points in the paint. 8 of the 12 for Governor State have been in the paint. 10 of 16 for St. Francis. So what is that? 8 of 28 or 18 of 28 points total. And 6 have been from the free throw line too. So only 4 points have been scored from the field outside of the paint. That's a long two-pointer from Jones, no good. The rebound is grabbed by the St. Francis point guard. Thormeyer all the way end-to-end, lays it in. 4 in a row for Lorelei Thormeyer. St. Francis has built their lead back up to 6. Outstanding offensive start today for the Saints against the #1 defensive team in the CCAC. That's Spratling for 3, no good. We're still looking for our first made three-pointer of the game. The two teams have gone a combined 0 of 6. Pass to Corinne Fromm is deflected out of bounds. Calvina Eubanks jumped in front of that. To the bench for St. Francis. Simone Harrell is back in. Takara Harrison, Lauren Knight, Amo Ring. We're joined by Abby Shepard on the floor. So mostly a new 5 for John McGinty. Knight walks it to her right, gives it to Ring at the top. Simone Harrell dribbles inside to her left. Harrell double teamed, we got a jump ball. Tabitha Jones reached her hands in, forced the turnover, 57.4 on the clock. Governor State basketball. We'll see how quickly they move here. They want 2 more possessions in the first quarter. Doesn't look like they're all that concerned about it. Into the corner, McDaniels drives and kicks. Tabitha Jones along the baseline, pulls up underneath the basket and lays it in. Governor State makes it a 4-point game. And now the Saints can't hold on for the last shot if they want it. Doesn't look like they're going to. Well, now John McGinty does say, slow it down. 20 seconds to shoot. Takara Harrison crosses over, passes to Shepard. Abby Shepard from the outside, air ball. And out of bounds. 13.5 on the clock. And Governor State has a chance to score last in this first quarter. Well played first quarter. St. Francis jumped out to a quick lead. Governor State has hung in there. They went a little bit over 2 minutes without scoring to begin the game. They went almost 3 minutes before their first field goal, but they've been much sharper ever since. Inside, Jones loses it out of bounds. 2.2 on the clock. One more chance for the Jaguars. Washington set to inbound to Jones. Jones shoves it off to Washington. She got it off just in time. And Governor State cuts to within 2 at the end of the first quarter. Nice work by the Jaguars as they score the final 4 points of the period. And they claw their way back to within a single field goal. Good start to this one. Offensive, back and forth. It's the Saints by 2. I'll be back in a moment with quarter number 2. Great shooting start for St. Francis today, 8 of 15 from the field. Problem for them has been turnovers, 3 of them, compared to 0 for Governor State. And the Jaguars have turned those 3 takeaways into 4 points to get themselves back within 1 score. Saints have led by as many as 6. They've held that lead several times, including 6-0, and more recently 18-12. Governor State is one of the most difficult teams in the country to turn over. And 0 in the first quarter is pretty strong evidence of that fact. They're 6 of 14 shooting as a team. Tabitha Jones has been their top performer, 6 points, including 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Leilani Harris has 6 points and already 5 rebounds for St. Francis. Outstanding start for the Saints junior guard. Saints basketball ahead by 2 as we open the second quarter. Lorelei Thormeyer gets a screen, passes to the cutting Harris. Leilani Harris off balance, lays it in. Tough play from Harris. Tough pass as well from Thormeyer, threading the needle to set it up. Jones works her way inside. Jones gets the bucket and the foul. Great start today for Tabitha Jones. Zaria Chevry is the leading scorer for Governor State this season, but Jones is not far behind. Jones is also the second leading rebounder on the team. She's the leading assister on the team. And she's tops in steals as well. She does a little bit of everything, and she's done a little bit of everything today. 1-point game is as close as it's been since this one started. St. Francis scored on their opening possession. They've led ever since. Lorelei Thormeyer loses the ball. Harris dives on the floor to try to keep it alive, and we're going to get a tied possession here. It's going to go down the other way. Governor State has the ball on the possession arrow. A field goal from them here would give them their first lead of the day. 9:05 to play, second quarter. 4th turnover committed by St. Francis. Again, none for Governor State. 4 for the Saints is not an enormous number, but it looms large when the other team is protecting the ball this well. Along the baseline, bounce to Jones. 2 more for Tabitha Jones. And a timeout called by St. Francis. First lead of the evening for Governor State. Tabitha Jones is the primary cause. 8 points, make that 11 points now for Tabitha Jones. A couple of assists, a rebound, a steal. She has been all over the place on a night where the outside shots aren't falling. She has gotten to the basket seemingly with ease. 2 sides right now are combined 0 for 7 from 3-point range. Points in the paint up to 16 for Governor State, 14 for St. Francis. So just an update on my running total. Of the 41 total points scored in this game, 30 of them have been scored in the paint, another 7 from the free throw line. So there have only been 2 shots from the field outside of the paint that have gone in for either one of these teams. Both sides at 50% or better from the field, and I guess that's typically the way that it goes when all of your shots are coming from inside the paint, which is what we've seen so far today. Lorelei Thormeyer sets up the Fighting Saints offense, trailing for the first time today. Jakara Harrison tries to find Harris, pass deflected out of bounds along the sideline, and last touch by Governor State. The initial call was going the other way, but nobody for St. Francis touched that, so the other 2 officials waved off the initial call. No complaints from either side. 7 to shoot. Thormeyer, top of the key, 2 seconds on the shot clock. Step back 3, and this time it's an air ball. It's the 3rd time today that Lorelei Thormeyer has been forced to throw up a 3-pointer with the shot clock set to expire. first time today that it has not resulted in points. Maybe not enough urgency on that possession after inbounding with under 10 on the shot clock. Jones is fouled down low. No, she's not. She's called for the travel. First turnover of the game committed by Governor State. And it gives the ball back to St. Francis, who just turned it over for the 5th time today. Leilani Harris gives it to Thormeyer. Into the post for Harris, going one-on-one against Denaria Washington. Harris has had her way in one-on-one matchups tonight, but not that time. Washington's able to come up with the stop, but she also loses the rebound out of bounds. Back to the Saints with a fresh 20 on the clock. Been a little while now since St. Francis has scored. Abby Shepard tries to change that, but misses another 3. Still no 3-pointers in the game. Jones out in front of the pack, misses the layup. Open layup for Jones, not able to convert. Let's see if the Saints can walk through that door that Governor State just left open. Thormeyer for 3, rims out. Rebound knocked out of the hands of Shepard and over to Calvina Eubanks. Governor State possession. McDaniels slows it down out to Tabitha Jones. Cross court Washington, quick pass, Eubanks, open 3 from the wing. It's an air ball. I don't know what's going on with the outside shooting today. We've seen good looks from good shooters, and we're not just seeing a lot of misses, we're seeing a lot of bad misses. That was a wide open air ball from Calvina Eubanks, who's typically a decent 3-point shooter, not a great shooter, a little over 30%. Harrison and a Quagmire is able to get it away to Simone Harrell. Harrell backing in on Jones. Nice fake. Little leaner from Harrell. No. Second chance. Prior to the shot, we've got a whistle and a foul called on Tabitha Jones. It's her first, and it was on the floor.
Personal foul number 20, Tabitha Jones, her first.
It's only the second foul called this half against Governor State. Pretty impressive the way they've been able to come up with 3 steals, force 5 turnovers, and yet they've committed only the 2 fouls. They're playing aggressive defense, but controlled defense. Takara Harrison misses, second chance, misses again. All of a sudden, there's a lid on the rim. Saints were knocking down all of their shots early, but here in the second quarter, they're 1 of 8 from the field. And they made their first shots. They've missed 7 in a row. Drive from Chevry. Chevry rolls it in. That ends our drought. Neither team had scored the last few minutes. And now it's just St. Francis who's going through a tough time offensively. Nearly 4 minutes without a point. They scored on the opening possession of the second quarter and not since. Harrell puts it on the floor, tries to get around Jones, turns and passes it out to Lauren Knight. Shepard, 5 to shoot. Shepard banks it in and a foul. Shepard's been shooting from the outside without a whole lot of success today. This time she brings it inside and makes it happen off the dribble. Nice drive by Abby Shepard. Junior transfer from Parkland College. Shepard averages just over 6 points per game, an excellent free throw shooter. But she misses this one. 23-22, Governor State's lead is 1. Finally, the drought is over for St. Francis. They had gone 4 minutes without scoring. Jones along the baseline, whips it into the corner. McDaniels takes it inside. Good spot up shooter, a little gun shy that time. Shot clock is down to 2. Chevry, tough position, can't finish. Wanted a foul call and we're not going to get it. There was a whistle, but the whistle is for a shot clock violation. Chevry was in a tough spot. She waited till there was 2 showing on the shot clock before she made her move. So she wanted the foul call, but she kind of had to force herself into an awkward position. The refs have let a lot go. Contact going both ways has not consistently been called. So players probably shouldn't expect it right now. Louisa Schmidt is on the floor for the first time for Governor State. Three-pointer, Leilani Harris. She can't connect either. Offensive rebound, Bailey Johnson. Thormeyer in towards Harrell, off her hands and knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Sincere McDaniels. 13 to shoot. St. Francis set to inbound from the sideline. Leilani Harris hands to Simone Harrell. 5 on the shot clock. Bailey Johnson going to work on Schmidt. Jones comes in with a double team. No good off the back of the rim from Bailey Johnson. And the Jaguars are able to secure the rebound. McDaniel steps back behind the line, gives it to Chevry. Inside Jones, and Jones is grabbed from behind. A little reach around foul on Simone Harrell. Saints have not hit their limit yet for the quarter. It's only their second, so no free throws for Governor State. However, that is foul number 3 already on Simone Harrell. Only 6 on the team in total. That's the 3rd on Harrell. Harris pokes it away out of bounds. Still Governor State basketball, 13 to shoot. Just over 4 minutes to play in the first half. A very tight, competitive first half, and there's a steal for the Fighting Saints. Harris got her hand on it. Thormeyer scooped it up. Here's Harrison on the other end. Gets the screen from Bailey Johnson, uses it to her left. Harrison all the way to the rim, high off the glass, and she kisses it in. Nice touch from Takara Harrison. Saints lead by 1. Harrison's got 6 points. St. Francis has led the majority of this first half. Governor State moved ahead by as many as 3, but now their lead is gone as Jones loses the ball. It's loose on the floor, and Jones keeps it alive. In the scramble, it's McDaniels to the rim, got it, and one. Sincere McDaniels made something happen on a hectic play. Ball was on the floor. Tabitha Jones somehow kept it alive. And it sets up McDaniels for a 3-point play potentially. Foul called on Takara Harrison, number 1 on her. So Governor State is back in front. Free throw is missed. Saints ball. First missed free throw of the game for the Jaguars. Here's Knight. Lauren Knight is fouled. St. Francis missed their last free throw. See if Knight can get them back on the board from the line. Saints are the best foul shooting team in the country, 80%. But they've missed 2 in a row. Foul is number 2 on Tabitha Jones. She's been the best player out there for the Jaguars today. They can't afford to lose her for a significant period of time. She is still in the game with her 2 fouls right now. Saints put on a little full court press. Izzy Agredano is also in for Governor State, who loses the ball. It was not Agredano, but Jones who lost it. Trickles out the sideline. 25 all. We are tied with 3:13 to play in the half. St. Francis possession. They've cleaned up the turnover situation. Been a while since St. Francis has coughed it up. Only once this quarter. Meanwhile, Governor State has committed 4 after none in the first quarter. Lauren Knight backs in against Agredano. No good. Came up short off the backboard. Rebound to Governor State. Another chance for the Jaguars to take the lead. It's Chevry. Quiet first half for her. She swings it around to the right wing. McDaniels Best three-point shooter out there. We still have not seen a made three. McDaniels takes it in for 2 points and can't connect. The long arms of Amo Ring got in her way. Lauren Knight tries to break that three-point spell, can't. Rebound saved by Agredano, but right to Amo Ring. Another chance for the Fighting Saints. Thormeyer resets at the top of the key. Thormeyer dribbles it into her right. Backing in on Washington. Thormeyer looking for help. Finally able to get it out to Takara Harrison with the shot clock now down to 4. Harrison dribbles inside. Harrison takes the shot and scores. With the shot clock down to 1, Takara Harrison takes the contact and finishes strong at the rim. She's got 8. St. Francis back in front in a really good back and forth first half. Agredano into the corner, McDaniels. Here's Chevry. Zaria Chevry puts it on the floor, kicks it out to McDaniels, open three, off the rim. Rebound deflected by Lauren Knight. She's able to chase it down. Loose ball picked up by Lorelei Thormeyer after Knight almost threw it out of bounds. Still looking for her first three-pointer of the game. Perhaps not coincidentally, the scoring pace has slowed down considerably. It was 18-16 at the end of one. Neither of these teams has scored 10 in the second quarter. And the Saints had a chance to add right there, but the shot misses off the bottom of the rim, kept in bounds by Agredano on this end of the floor. Shot clock under 20 as the game clock approaches 1 minute. Governor State slows it down after a sloppy start to the possession. McDaniels, no good. Rebound chased down by Agredano. Cross court, Washington. Washington has an open layup for the tie. Thormeyer went after the pass, didn't get it. Not a lot of whistles in this game. I've talked about it. They're not calling a ton of fouls. Governor State may have gotten away with a travel on that possession as well, but again, it's been consistent throughout the game. These officials are not stopping play. Created an interesting flow to this game. Ring throws it over to Harrison. Shot clock under 10. Harrison drives the baseline, contact, and this time we do get a whistle. Foul called. It'll send Takara Harrison to the line with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Foul is the first on Calvina Eubanks. Governor State has picked up their 4th. So it'll be free throws on any more fouls from Governor State this half. Not that there are likely to be many. They should get the ball to wrap up the quarter. Harrison makes the first free throw. Getting St. Francis back on track after they missed a couple these last few minutes. One more shot for Harrison. St. Francis has reclaimed their 2-point lead. This thing's been awfully tight throughout the first half. Saints have led the majority of the way, but it's changed hands a few times. And now Governor State will try to change it once more before halftime. Cross half court with 7 seconds to go. McDaniels drives. McDaniels is blocked by Ring. Deflected out to Chevry. Chevry is blocked by Ring, but a foul is called with 1/10 on the clock. 1/10 of a second left. And Zaria Chevry is going to the line. Well, for all I've talked about the lack of whistles, we've had a couple of them in the last few seconds of the half. And Chevry makes the first free throw. Quiet first half for Chevry, but she can tie the score by making her second free throw. She doesn't, so St. Francis will have the lead going into the second half. 29-28 is our score. Saints had the lead most of the first half, never by more than 6. In fact, they led the game 6-0. Never surpassed that lead, but they scarcely gave it up. And they do have a 1-point advantage with 20 minutes still to play. Fast-moving first half, very competitive first half. We've had some good basketball here tonight. We expect to have some good basketball still in store for us. Second half coming up 15 minutes away. I'll get you first half stats, and then we'll get second half coverage once again in just 15 minutes. 29-28. St. Francis leads Governor State on the USF Sports Network. Second half right around the corner at St. Francis. The University of St. Francis hosting Governor State and leading 29-28 at halftime. Saints led for the majority of the first half, but boy, was it ever close. St. Francis was up 6-0. That would prove to be their biggest lead of the entire half. We saw 2 ties, 4 lead changes. Governor State led by as many as 3 in the first half. Jaguars had a chance with 1/10 of a second left to tie the score going into halftime. But Zaria Chevry missed a free throw. Chevry had 5 points in the first half. Nothing to sneeze at, but considering she averages 18 a game, a surprisingly quiet first half from Zaria Chevry. Governor State was led by Tabitha Jones, 11 points on 3 of 6 from the field, 5 of 5 on free throws. Sincere McDaniels led the team with 4 rebounds. McDaniels also had a couple of steals. For St. Francis, Takara Harrison had 10 points, 4 of 8 from the field. Leilani Harris had 8 points, 5 rebounds. Led the team in that category. Lorelei Thormeyer had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 points. Some of the key team stats from the first half: Saint shot 39% from the field, Governor State 44%. Both teams terrible from the outside. Kind of a surprise. St. Francis 0 of 8 shooting 3-pointers. Governor State 0 of 6. My best guess is that we will see a 3-pointer made in the second half, but it is just a guess on my part. 2 teams have both shot really well from 2-point range. That's been the key. St. Francis dominating the rebounding battle, 22-14. They've got 9 offensive rebounds, and as a result, they've taken 6 more shots than the Jaguars have. Governor State comes out to start the second half with their starters. St. Francis looks like they'll be doing the same. It'll be Fighting Saints basketball as we begin the second half. Saints now going from left to right. Takara Harrison will inbound to begin the third quarter. Lorelei Thormeyer in the backcourt. Away we go. Simone Harrell over to Thormeyer. Into the corner, Harrell once again. Bounce down low, Leilani Harris. Kicks it out to Harrell. Harrell fakes the 3. Harris in the corner, working against Denaria Washington. Leilani Harris, leaner off the rim, no good. Governor State's done a nice job to slow down Leilani Harris after her hot start. She has missed her last 4 field goal attempts. Saints as a team have struggled to shoot after a hot start. We got a foul on Leilani Harris. And Zaria Chevry is going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Saints at one point were 9 out of 16 from the field. Since then, they've gone 3 out of 16. Chevry made 1 of 2 free throws in the first half, both of them in the final second of the half. She ties the score at 29 with 1 more shot to come. 73% from the line this year. Chevry is 3 for 4, right on target today. Governor State back in front, 30-29. It's our 5th lead change today. Harrell's pass towards Corinne Fromm is deflected out of bounds, last touched by St. Francis. The officials are going to talk it over. It was deflected. So yeah, the initial call was that the pass wasn't deflected at all. The original call just came from a tough angle. So he got some help and they changed it. Corinne Fromm wide open in the corner. Another missed 3. Rebound to Simone Harrell. Out to Lorelei Thormeyer, and the Fighting Saints reset. 10th offensive rebound of the game for the Saints. And now they've got 10 second chance points. Leilani Harris has her first points of the second half, 10 for the game. She and Takara Harrison lead the team with 10 points apiece. They came in averaging a combined 31 points per game. That runner misses, offensive rebound. Chevry back up and in, and she's going to the line. So both teams picking up second chance points now.
St. Francis foul number 3. Her first, team second, third.
Foul is the first on Lorelei Thormeyer. And Zaria Chevry is 3 of 3 from the line this half to give Governor State a 2-point edge. So I just mentioned at halftime, surprisingly, Chevry only had 5 points. She's already got 5 points in the second half. Took her about 1 minute and 40 seconds to get there. Corinne Fromm drives on Tabitha Jones. Jones playing with 2 fouls as Fromm misses the runner. Governor State looking to take their first 2-score advantage of the game. Chevry gets a screen to her right, picked up by Takara Harrison. Into the corner, open 3, Eubanks. And finally, we're on the board from the outside. Calvina Eubanks ends what had been an 0 for 15 combined stretch from 3-point range. 5-point lead for Governor State, their biggest. Corinne Fromm looking for the answer. Fromm to the rim, lays it in. First points today for the freshman Corinne Fromm, who got her 3rd start of the season today. 36-33. Eubanks trying to make it 2 in a row. This time it's short. Now we're back on track. Takara Harrison on the drive. Harrison kicks it outside. Leilani Harris off the back rim. Another good look for St. Francis. Not able to pay it off. Jones inside. Lets Lorelei Thormeyer run past her and very patiently lays it in. 13 to lead all scorers for Tabitha Jones. Takara Harrison across half court. Harrison dribbles inside the 3-point arc, misses the jumper, and a loose ball foul is called on Simone Harrell. Harrell was the defensive player in the week in the CCAC last week, in part due to her strong rebounding efforts, although in larger part due to the fact that she had 8 steals in 2 games. Here she's called for the foul. A timeout called by St. Francis. 38-33, 6:35 to play, 3rd quarter. Saints don't want to see this game slip away from them. This is a big one for both teams. For St. Francis, they came into play today tied for 4th place in the conference. Top 4 teams in the CCAC will get home games in the first round of the tournament. So that's a big point for the Saints. They are tied with St. Xavier. They will play St. Xavier one more time. 3 games remaining in the season after today. They are against Judson, Calumet, and then St. Xavier for St. Francis. If they win all 3 of those, they will get a top 4 seed regardless of what happens today. But you don't want to suffer any kind of loss this point in the season. As for Governor State, 14-2 in conference. They have a 2-game lead in the loss column over Indiana Northwest, currently in 2nd place in the CCAC. So likewise, they're in pretty good shape even with a loss today. They're in the driver's seat for a conference championship. But you'd rather be playing from 2 games up with 3 games to go. That would really put them in strong position to wrap it up. They've got the 5-point lead here, just over 6.5 minutes to play in the 3rd. St. Francis puts on the full court press. Simone Harrell just sat down with her 4th foul. Harrell has played only 13 minutes today because of those foul issues. Tabitha Jones spins around the defender and lays it in. Got Amo Ring on the floor. Governor State has the biggest lead for either team today at 7 points. Takara Harrison out to Lorelei Thormeyer. Leilani Harris, another 3-point attempt. She's missed 2 in a row. Rebound goes right between the legs of Takara Harrison. Now it's 2-on-1. McDaniel's all the way in. She's fouled. Well, the Saints don't win today. It's not going to be too hard to figure out why. 0 for 11 now from three-point range. Governor State hasn't been much better, but they have been better. It's the key. They've hit one, and it was during this current stretch in which they were able to turn a deficit into their biggest lead of the night. That three-pointer was a big part of it. First free throw misses from McDaniels. (41-33). Sincere McDaniels has 7 points. St. Francis needs a bucket. Abby Shepard over to Leilani Harris. Harris drives. Harris is bumped, and she'll go to the line. So with the team struggling now, Harris is trying to put them on her back. She's taken the last several shots for the Fighting Saints. Got off to a hot start from the field. Saints did such a good job early on at finding holes on the inside against this Governor State defense, but the Jaguars have picked up their game. They're making the Saints work hard for their points now. Harris makes the first of 2 free throws. She's got 11 points. Lane violation called against Amo Ring, and so that second free throw does not count. So she made them both, but she'll only get credit for going 1 for 1. Costly mistake by Ring. Denaria Washington fires to Sincere McDaniels. As Governor State breaks the press. There's a drive from Chevry. Chevry banks it home. Zaria Chevry has come to life here in the second half. 7 points already since halftime. The lead is up to 9 for Governor State. They're pulling away here in the third. Saints searching for momentum. Knight down to Shepard in the corner. Back to Laura Knight. Sakara Harrison at the top of the key. Harrison splits the defenders, and she's fouled on the floor. Just the second on Governor State. It's only the 7th team foul all game against Governor State. They've been very disciplined defensively. Foul is called on Denaria Washington. Thormeyer looks to get it in, and finally, just before the 5-second call, is able to hook up with Lauren Knight. Thormeyer puts it on the floor. Flings it out to Shepard. Nice little head fake from Abby Shepard, and Shepard knocks it down for 2. Beautiful ball work from Shepard, who's got 4 points in the game. A much-needed basket for St. Francis. Washington gives it to Chevry. Chevry crosses over on Ring, kicks it outside. Down low, Jones fouled and finishes. Tabitha Jones fired up on their way to the line with a chance at a 3-point play.
St. Francis foul, number 2, Takara.
That's Takara Harrison's second foul. Governor State can make this a double-digit lead. Jones has 17 points. There's number 18. 46-36. Governor State trailed almost the whole first half. They have taken control of this game in the second. Harrison down low to Harris. Leilani Harris right back to Harrison. Takara Harrison takes it up and in. This veteran Governor State team has been really good against St. Francis' pressure defense as Denaria Washington misses the jumper. Rebound grabbed by Lauren Knight. Knight off to the races for the Saints. McDaniels step in step with her. Slows the game down a little bit. Knight backs her way in, back outside. Lorelei Thormeyer. Thormeyer is fouled. Third called on the Jaguars. Second foul on Denaria Washington. Thormeyer can't find anybody. There's Harrison. Takara Harrison tries to feed Leilani Harris in the post, but Harris is hit from behind by Chevry. Her second foul. Fourth on Governor State. 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Both teams are in the bonus now after this. Thormeyer lobs it in low to Harris. Going one-on-one with Chevry. Turnaround for Harris. No good. And Chevry grabs the rebound. And a whistle for an injured player. Sincere McDaniels has to check out for Governor State. She hobbles over to the bench, grabbing her left arm. So she'll get looked at. We've got a substitution in the meantime for Governor State. This is not a very deep team to begin with. They're playing with a short bench today, only 3 available subs. So Tanisha Mack can ill afford to see one of her starters exit for the rest of the way. Jones works her way inside, misses off the front of the rim. Tabitha Jones has had an outstanding game. That's the second time she's missed a wide open layup. Abby Shepard misses the 3. Rebound is grabbed by a couple of players. We're going to get a tie-up going the other way. This outside shooting for St. Francis is becoming head-scratching. Some good shooters missing some open shots and missing them badly. They're now 0 for 12 from three-point range. Simone Harrell checks back in. Still 13 minutes to go in this game. Harrell is playing with 4 fouls, and she helps to force a turnover. As Denaria Washington fires it out of bounds, she was looking for Eubanks. Harrell didn't really do anything there, but she was defending Eubanks, and so she forced the tall pass. And way too tall from Denaria Washington. So the Saints get it back on the turnover. 8-point game. Thormeyer looking down low for Harrell. Instead, she gives it at the top to Leilani Harris. Harris works the ball around, steps back, misses a 3. And the rebound kept alive by Simone Harrell. Here's Laura Knight inside for the layup. Saints are back within 6 after trailing by as many as 10. Tabitha Jones kicks it out to Eubanks. 3-pointer is good. Calvina Eubanks remains the only player in today's game who can hit from the outside. 49-40. Eubanks has 6 points, 2 of 4 3-point shooting. Into the cutting Lauren Knight. Knight, one-on-one inside, gets the bucket and the foul. Going over the junior guard, Izzy Agredano. Agredano is out there playing for Sincere McDaniels, who left with that apparent arm injury a few moments ago. McDaniels is fine. She's ready to come back in. In fact, she checks in right now. Agredano goes back to the bench. But Lauren Knight, who has not typically been known for her big scoring outbursts this year, has come to life here late in the third quarter and kept St. Francis in it with 4 straight points. She has not been good, however, from the free throw line today. She misses one there. Inside, Denaria Washington rolls around the rim, does not fall. Rebound grabbed by Takara Harrison. Ahead to Corinne Fromm. Fromm slows it down for the Saints, down by 7 points. Fromm against Jones. Tough shot with the left hand, no good, and the rebound is grabbed by Calvina Eubanks. Jones over to her right, down to the corner. This is Denaria Washington. 3-point attempt for McDaniels off the rim. Rebound grabbed by Thormeyer. St. Francis has been killed by their poor 3-point shooting, but Governor State's poor shooting's keeping them in it as Corinne Fromm knocks one down from the corner. Finally, we've got a 3-pointer for St. Francis. After missing 13 in a row, Corinne Fromm gets them to within 4 points with under a minute to play in the quarter. Tabitha Jones sets it up. Driving from the left wing, kicks it out to McDaniels. McDaniels from the free throw line, knocks down the jumper. Good shot from Sincere McDaniels. Her outside shot's not falling, but got one to go from the mid-range. St. Francis will take their final possession of the third quarter. They led by 1 at halftime. They saw that lead disappear very quickly in this third quarter. Fell by as many as 10, but they're in it going into the fourth quarter. How close will they be? Depends on this possession. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Takara Harrison is stuck. Harrison finds Lorelei Thormeyer at the buzzer. Lorelei Thormeyer wraps up the third quarter with a buzzer-beating layup to make it 51-47. It's anybody's ball game heading into the final 10 minutes. I'll take a quick break. Back in just a moment. 1 quarter still to play here at St. Francis.
Your score at the end of 3. Governors State 51, Fighting Saints 47.
We've got a good game going here at St. Francis between the first place team in the conference, Governors State, and a St. Francis squad that's trying to hang around the top 4 in conference. These two teams, both top 4 in the conference in offense. They're both top 4 in the conference in defense. So no question, these are two of the top teams in the CCAC. Governors State already has 1 win over St. Francis this season. That was a 71-67 final back on January 8th at Governors State. Today the Fighting Saints have a chance to get their revenge. They led the whole first half, but never by more than 6. Governors State has had the lead pretty much all of the second half so far, but St. Francis gets the ball to start the fourth quarter. They hit a buzzer beater to end the third. So they've got a chance to make it 2 consecutive possessions with points without Governors State even touching the ball in between. Leilani Harris misses the layup, and so they're not able to pull off that feat. Jones over to Eubanks. Eubanks on the wing. Half the shot clock gone for Chevry. Chevry double teamed in the paint, throws it off the rim, no good. And Sincere McDaniels comes streaking in for the rebound. McDaniels got herself caught underneath the basket and misses the shot off the bottom of the rim. Another chance for the Fighting Saints to make it a 1-score game. Thormeyer bumped on her way up. She'll go to the line. Saints are the best free throw shooting team in the country, so this is clearly their biggest advantage. Today they've only been okay from the line. Lauren Knight's missed 2. Abby Shepard has missed 1. In terms of points, Governors State right now +5, make it +4 from the free throw line. And of course +3 for the game. 1 more for Thormeyer. She's got 8 points. And the Saints trail by only 2, 51-49. Tabitha Jones able to dribble out of a trap. She gets the ball back from Sincere McDaniels. Inside, Eubanks lays it in. Nice find for Governors State. Eubanks left alone underneath the basket. And a much needed basket for them after They saw a 10-point lead dissipate all the way down to 2. Lauren Knight from the corner. She's been very good offensively in this game. Nice fake from Leilani Harris. Harris steps to the rim, no good. Ball is loose and secured by the Jaguars. Leilani Harris made 4 of her first 5 shots. She's had a really tough time shooting ever since. 1 for her last 11. 1 for her last 10, rather. Bounce to a cutting Denaria Washington, who misses the layup, and now she's fouled. It's a beautiful pass to set up Washington. She had an open look. Not able to make anything out of it initially, but she stuck with the play, and now she has herself 2 foul shots. Second foul on Takara Harrison. Simone Harrell's back into the game, again playing with 4 fouls. Washington makes the first free throw. 7 points for her. Governor State riding their starters. Their reserves have only played a combined 11 minutes and have not scored. But everybody in the starting lineup has at least 8 for Tonisha Mack's team. 55-49, 4 straight points for the Jaguars. Lorelei Thormeyer penetrates and kicks to Abby Shepard. Saints working around the perimeter. Corinne Fromm open for 3. She got it. That's 2 for Corinne Fromm, and it's a 1-score game. Fromm has lit a fire under the Saints shooting from the outside on a day where neither team has been able to knock down their jump shots consistently. Only 2 players have hit threes. Chevry off the backboard. She was out of control on that play, and the Saints take it the other direction. Fromm's got 2 threes for St. Francis. Eubanks has 2 for Governor State. That's it. Lorelei Thormeyer finds Abby Shepard, and Shepard cannot add her name to the list of 3-point makers. Good look for her. She's had a tough day shooting from the outside. She's made a couple of nice moves towards the basket, but her shooting touch hasn't been there. 55-52, Governor State has the lead and the ball. Tabitha Jones along the baseline. Jones fires into the corner, Eubanks. Back out to McDaniels. McDaniels around 2 defenders, lays it home. Great drive by McDaniels, who is the 3rd Jaguar in double figures. She's got 11 points. Abby Shepard, opposite side, tries it again. Another miss. Simone Harrell comes in for the rebound, and she's fouled. Harrell fouled by McDaniels. That is number 2 on Governor State in this 4th quarter. 5-point lead for Governor State, 57-52. They've been up here in this second half by as many as 10 points. We've had 7 lead changes in this game, but none in a while. Jaguars seized control in that 3rd quarter. They haven't given it up, although the Saints have made things considerably more interesting. Thormeyer bounces in the post to Harris, double team. Leilani Harris works her way towards the basket. Harris to her left, lays it in. Little shimmy right, and then back to her left. Tabitha Jones was calling for the double dribble, but none of the officials saw it that way. 13 for Harris. Tabitha Jones around a screen, gets in tight, kicks back out to Chevry. Chevry around Corinne Fromm, not able to finish, but she does get her own rebound. Second chance, yes. Chevry has 14. 5-point lead for Governor State. Every time the Saints get within a single basket, Governor State responds. Bad pass from Thormeyer, deflected, taken away by Jones, and she's fouled. Third foul on Leilani Harris. Fouls are a bit of an issue for St. Francis. Harris has 3, Harrison has 3. Simone Harrell has 4. She picked up her 4th early in the 3rd quarter. She's played big minutes here in the second half. with those 4 fouls, has not picked up her 5th. Denaria Washington gives it to Tabitha Jones. Off on the wing, McDaniels drives around Shepard, gets inside and banks it in. McDaniels is heating up. She's got 13. The lead is very quickly back up to 7 for Governor State. St. Francis needs a basket. They need a stop. Harrison up top, tries the 3. It's good. Chevry did not close in on her. And so Harrison decided to take what the defense was giving her, and she takes it all the way for 3 points. 15 in the game for Harrison. St. Francis calls timeout, down by 4. Chevry was being casual on defense there with a player, Harrison, who's done a really good job of getting to the basket and has not shot well. She's just 24% from three-point range on the year, so you can kind of understand why they gave her the space, but she made them pay for that strategy. 4 points was the final margin in Governor State's favor the first time these teams met up. They've got a 4-point lead again today late. St. Francis has done a good job of hanging around, but they just haven't been able to get over the hump. Right around now is when Governor State, throughout today's game, has been making 2 baskets in a row. They're shooting 48% as a team from the field. Saints are at 41%. Both of those numbers are pretty similar to their season totals. Governor State, one of the top shooting teams in the country. They've not been able to do it from the outside today, but inside, they've been making a lot more than they've missed. Bailey Johnson is in the game for St. Francis. We've not seen much of her today. Jones tries to drive by her, and Johnson is called for the foul. The foul is on the floor.
St. Francis foul number 32.
And it is the second on Bailey Johnson. Inbounded to Jones. Jones working on Johnson, fires it to the outside. Eubanks hits another 3. That's 3 for Calvina Eubanks. She's got 11 points. Harrison lobs it over for Thormeyer. Thormeyer's pass deflected and pushed out of bounds by Governor State. Turnovers have been a serious rarity of late. St. Francis turned it over 3 times in the first quarter and only twice since. There have only been 10 total turnovers in this game. It's been really cleanly played. Lobbed in for Takara Harrison. Leilani Harris wide open 3 off the rim. And the offensive rebound is grabbed by Harrison. Harrison inside, blocked and fouled by Denaria Washington. This is something the Saints would like to see a lot more of today. They haven't been hitting their shots from the outside, but if they can get themselves to the free throw line more consistently, you like their chances in the game. They've been working it inside, but Governor State has not been fouling. First free throw good from Harrison. Looking for her 17th point of the game. She's got it. 64-59. Well, now is when St. Francis needs a stop. Easier said than done. This offense has been awfully efficient today. Tabitha Jones over to her left. This is McDaniels. Cross court, Eubanks, long 2. Off the back iron, rebound chased out of bounds. Last touched by Governor State. Sincere McDaniels got it last, trying to save it. If she hadn't tried to save it, I'm not sure who that would have been off on. It was a mad scramble for the ball. But when she tried to save it, knocked it out of bounds, it was clear that it was St. Francis basketball. Harrison over to Harris. Leilani Harris tries to get by Tabitha Jones and does. An easy layup for Leilani Harris. The Saints are within 3. Can they get the stop here that they've been looking for? Forcing turnovers has been very, very difficult, but they're able to do it here. Just the 6th turnover of the game committed by Governor State. St. Francis's 2nd steal. Leilani Harris was able to take it away. And now the Fighting Saints can tie the score with a 3-pointer. Doesn't mean they're looking for a 3 here. Takara Harrison works her way inside. Harrison over Chevry, knocks it down. 64-63 with under 3 minutes to play. Saints were able to force a turnover on the last possession, and they almost did it again. Jones had her pass deflected out of bounds. 22 on the shot clock. Simone Harrell back in for Abby Shepard. Lauren Knight coming back into the game as well, with Corinne Fromm sitting down. 2:42 to play. Governor State has come up empty the last 2 times they've possessed it. They could use a basket right here, but instead it's another steal for Leilani Harris. Back-to-back steals for the Saints. They can take their first lead since early in the 3rd quarter. Lorelei Thormeyer over to Harris. Harris takes her time, finds Lauren Knight. Nice fake from Knight. She drives and gives it up to Simone Harrell. Right back to Lauren Knight. There's the layup for the lead. 8th lead change of the game, but it's the first since the first couple of minutes of the 3rd quarter. St. Francis 65, Governor State 64. The Saints are on an 8-0 run, and now it's over. Tabitha Jones has herself an open layup. She's up to 20 points, and Governor State has the lead, 66-65, under 2 minutes to play. Zakara Harrison off to the right. Gives it up to Harris. Leilani Harris from the outside. She's been looking for that shot all night. That one was more contested than several that she's missed, but she's up to 18 points with a huge 3-pointer. 68-66, under a minute and a half left. Open 3-pointer, Agredano, no good. Rebound grab by Lauren Knight, and now it's the Saints who will try to slow things down and salt it away. They've been playing catch-up most of this second half, but they are in control as Governor State has gone ice cold over the final couple of minutes. Simone Harrell gives it to Lauren Knight. Knight spins down low, well defended by Agredano. 5 on the shot clock. Wild shot from Lauren Knight. She was looking for a foul, didn't get it. She flipped it straight out of bounds. And now a conference between the officials, and they determined that it was knocked out by Governor State. So the Saints get another chance, 3 on the shot clock. They could take a 2-score lead with a quick shot here. We'll get a substitution first. Calvina Eubanks checks in for Izzy Agredano. Thormeyer is the inbounder. Thormeyer can't find anybody, finally gets it to Harrell. Harrell has to throw up a wild shot, got the side of the backboard. So 2 wild shots on 1 possession for the Saints with the shot clock running down both times. They didn't get what they wanted to. Obviously they wanted points, but they did run 30 seconds off the clock, which does make things difficult for Governor State. If the Jaguars don't score on this possession, then they will have their backs against the wall. It has been a tough shooting night for St. Francis, but they've gotten some huge ones late. 2 3-pointers for Corinne Fromm, 1 for Takara Harrison, and 1 for Leilani Harris. Put the Saints in the lead. And now they'll play defense to try to finish it off. Governor State has been so efficient on the offensive end all night. But these last few minutes, they've suddenly struggled, and it's arguably the first time all night that they have. They've turned it over on 2 of their last 3 possessions after turning it over only 5 times all game. Saints came away with a couple of steals. Leilani Harris has stepped up in a big way defensively. Governor State advances the ball to half court on the timeout. 49 seconds remaining in the game. 19 seconds between shot and game clock here. Tabitha Jones spins inside, and she's fouled. Believe they called it on the floor. That's going to be an inbounds play. That is the 4th foul against St. Francis. So the next one will send Governor State to the line. Corinne Fromm comes in defensively for the Saints. Leilani Harris comes out. Governor State can tie the game with a 2-pointer. They can take the lead with a 3. It's McDaniels losing the ball inside. Scooped up by Lorelei Thormeyer, who's fouled. All game, Governor State has protected the ball so well, and all of a sudden, in the final minute, they're having trouble holding on to it. McDaniels tripped up a little bit right there. And the officials are going to talk something over with 35.8 on the clock. Two teams will head back to the sideline. I don't think anybody called a timeout. And now St. Francis does call a timeout. 30-second stoppage, 35.8 still showing on the clock. 68-66. St. Francis has the ball. They got a foul called against Governor State after St. Francis got the ball back. That was their 4th. So they're at their limit. The next one will send the Saints to the line. And the question now is, at what point do they want to foul, if at all? They could theoretically play this one all the way out defensively. If they don't commit a foul and they get a stop, they'd get the ball back with just a few seconds left. They do have timeouts remaining. So if they got a defensive stop here, got the ball back, they could call timeout, get the ball into the front court with approximately 5 seconds remaining. So they don't need to foul. At the very least, they've got time to try to force a few turnovers. Or try to force a turnover a few times if they want to. It's inbounded to Corinne Fromm in the backcourt. Takara Harrison holds, guarded by Chevry. Trying to work her way around Chevry, gets inside the 3-point line and backs it up again. Here's Leilani Harris. It looks like Governor State is not going to foul on this possession if they can help it. Harris dribbles it to her left, gets inside the arc, spins into the paint, pivots, moves to her left, lays it up and in. 11.7 on the clock. St. Francis leads by 4. 70-66 is our score, and Governor State calls the timeout. So that's the problem with not fouling, is that if you do give up the points, which they did, now they're down by 2 possessions with only 11.7 on the clock. If they had fouled early in the possession, they could have gotten the ball back, down probably by the same score, but with another 20 seconds or so to potentially force a few extra possessions. This one not over by a long shot. 11.7 is still plenty of time. But Governor State needs to score, and they need to do so pretty quickly. If they cannot score here, then it's probably game over. Ahead by 4 points, the Saints could elect they could elect themselves to foul in this situation, send Governor State to the free throw line, try to limit the amount of points that they can score at any one time. But if they do that, they are stopping the clock and giving Governor State a chance to potentially get extra possessions. Jaguars set to inbound. Goes into Chevry. Chevry drives on Harris all the way to the rim, banks it in, 8.4. It's exactly what the Jaguars needed. A bucket and a quick one. 70-68. 16 points for Chevry. 11 of them have come here in the second half. Took just 3.3 seconds off the clock. Timeout St. Francis. I will note as well, the officials got together to discuss something during that last St. Francis timeout. I wasn't sure what they were talking over. But now looking at the scoreboard, it seems that what they were discussing is whether or not there had been a foul committed by Governor State, or if St. Francis had just called a timeout. And in fact, it was the latter. There was no foul on Governor State last time around. So they've still only committed 3. which means they'll have to give one quickly here if they can't force an immediate turnover, because they need to foul twice before St. Francis is going to go to the free throw line. So step number one for Governor State, try to force a 5-second call or a steal on the inbounds play. In the absence of that, they cannot waste any time. They need an immediate foul. Figure then you'd stop the clock just under 8 seconds and then do the same thing all over again. Zaria Chevry has kept her team in the game with a big play on the offensive end. Received the inbounds pass, took it right to the basket. So that she not only scored, she scored quickly on a high percentage shot. You can't always get the shot you're looking for that quickly in a moment where you know you have to score in under 5 seconds. 2 Saints go into the backcourt. This time Governor State picks them up. Thormeyer lobs it in for Leilani Harris, and Harris is not fouled. They're letting the clock run down, and finally Chevry has whistled for the foul, 4.7 on the clock. Well, that was very poorly played by Governor State. Knowing that they still had a foul to give, there was no time to let that clock run. Chevry was going for the steal, but even that, you have to do a lot more quickly than they did. So as well as they ran the clock on offense a moment ago, they shot themselves in the foot defensively, letting more time pass on that defensive possession than on the previous offensive one. St. Francis is out of timeouts, so Thormeyer has to inbound this ball. She cannot call a timeout. A 5-second violation would be enormous. She gets it in right away to Harris, and this time Leilani Harris is fouled a little bit more quickly. 3.4 seconds showing on the clock. And Leilani Harris can put the game away with 2 free throws. Harris is an 83% foul shooter. Today she's 1 for 1 from the line. She's hit a lot of big shots in this game. 20 points total, and she makes the first free throw. If she makes the second, Saints can pretty much back off defensively. Let Governor State do whatever they want, because there's no 4-point shot. She does make the second. So barring a catastrophic defensive mistake from St. Francis, that should do it. Timeout called by Governor State. It's a 30-second timeout. They'll draw up a play, but more than anything, the value of this timeout is advancing the ball into the front court. So again, for the Saints, you don't want to give up anything too easily, because you want to make sure that those 3 seconds run off the clock. But create a little separation, because the last thing in the world you want to do if you're St. Francis is commit a foul. You can give up a 3-pointer, no problem. But if you turn it into a potential 4-point play, that's the only chance that Governor State still has in this game. Jaguars are 3 of 12 from 3-point range today. All 3 of those makes came from Calvina Eubanks, who is the inbounder here. Eubanks finds McDaniels. McDaniels' 3-pointer is good. 1.2 on the clock. Governor State will still try for a takeaway. So McDaniels, who's been a great 3-point shooter all year, finally knocks one down today. It's inbounded to Corinne Fromm. 0.2 of a second remain. It does appear as if St. Francis is going to get some revenge on Governor State here for their loss last month. Jaguars still do have 1 timeout remaining, which begs the question, does Fromm intentionally miss her second free throw here, regardless of whether she makes or misses the first one? There is not enough time on the clock for Governor State to catch and shoot. So if she misses, or even to catch and call timeout for that matter, so if she misses the second free throw, the second that it's touched, the instant that it's touched, really, the game is over. Unless they add some time, and now they're doing that. They're adding 0.6 of a second left, so it'll be up to 0.8. So now that probably eliminates that question. Fromm will attempt to make both of these shots, but she misses the first. So it's not over just yet. One more shot for Corinne Fromm. She does make it. Timeout called by Tanisha Mack. And now the Saints have to be a little bit more diligent about challenging any shots. Again, they don't want to commit a foul. But 0.8 on the clock, that is enough time for Governor State to catch and shoot, and even technically enough time to get one dribble off. Theoretically. Depends on where and how you catch the ball. So this has to be an immediate play for Governor State. The game looked to be all but over just a few moments ago when the Saints had a 4-point lead with 3.4 seconds left. But Governor State got a really good shot off a nicely designed inbounds play. Set up for Sincere McDaniels, who had been 0 of 4 from three-point range in the game. She was able to hit it with 1.2 remaining, and that allowed the game to continue. If she had missed that shot, we'd all be at home by now. Probably not. I'll still be here. There's another game coming up. St. Francis against Governor State men's teams going head-to-head next. Good day of basketball at the Sullivan Center. On the women's side, Governor State is the conference leader. On the men's side, St. Francis is the conference leader. So we've got back-to-back games featuring first-place teams. St. Francis trying to pull off a mild upset against a Governor State team that has won their last 7 consecutively. They've got time for one quick shot here. Denaria Washington is the inbounder to McDaniels, and she didn't get it off in time. St. Francis wins it 73-71. For as well as Governor State was able to get the ball in and get a quick shot off on the last possession this time, St. Francis put the clamps down. They did not allow a clean shot. And Governor State falls for the first time in more than a month. These two teams finished the season at 1-1 against each other, with a very strong possibility that they'll see each other once again late this month in the conference tournament. Either one of these teams could be in pretty much any of the top 3 to 4 seeds in the conference tournament next month, so there's a lot up for grabs there still. But there's a good chance that we will see them in either the semifinal or the final going head-to-head in late February. And it'd be a lot of fun if they did match up, because they've played 2 games against each other this season, and they've both been excellent games. Today comes all the way down to the wire. St. Francis led almost the whole first half. Governor State seized control of the game in the third quarter, and they led for most of the second half. But after their three-point shooting had been dormant the entire night, over the last couple of minutes, Saints finally got hot. Corinne Fromm hit a couple of threes. They got a big one from Takara Harrison, and then Leilani Harris, who led the team with 22 points, hit on a three-pointer as well, as the Fighting Saints came from behind to take the lead and then hold off Governor State late in this game, 73-71. Our final total, St. Francis shot 44% from the field, 20% from three-point range. Governor State, 50% overall, 31% on threes. The Saints out-rebounded Governor State 36-30. Turnovers were huge in this game as well. St. Francis committed 3 of them in the first quarter, only 3 then the rest of the game. Governor State had committed only 5 turnovers through the first 35 minutes, but in the final 5, they committed 3 costly ones as the Saints came up with 3 huge steals that led to some points. Points off turnovers, St. Francis outscored Governor State today, 10-8. Individually, Leilani Harris was the game's leader with 22 points. Takara Harrison had 19 and 6 rebounds. Lorelei Thormeyer, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. For Governor State, Tabitha Jones had 20 points on 7 of 11 shooting. She also had a team high and a game high 5 assists. Zaria Chevry just missed a double-double. She had 16 points and 9 rebounds. Sincere McDaniels had 16 points and 9 rebounds as well. Also had a pair of steals. 11 points for Calvina Eubanks. Denaria Washington had 8. One thing that was notable about this game, St. Francis got 13 points off their bench, including 9 from Lauren Knight, who really had an exceptional offensive game. Governor State did not get a single bench point in just 13 minutes from their subs, and if there is a failing on this team, this is a very good team. Still first place in the conference after falling today. They may struggle down the stretch. They really don't have much depth. Again, only 13 total minutes off the bench today. Our final score, 73-71 with the win. Saints improved to 19-6 for the season and 12-5 in conference. Governor State falls to 20-5 overall, 14-3 in conference. They still have a 1-game lead for the top spot in the CCAC. Next up for the Saints, they're on the road this weekend. They return home against Calumet College of St. Joseph 1 week from today. Our next broadcast overall, though, is the men's game coming up next in just about a half hour. So come on back for that one. Final score here, Saints 73, Jaguars 71. Until next time, Terry Bonadonna signing off for the moment from Joliet, Illinois. Talk soon.